really been driving the ISF much, partly because I was focusing on a lot of other stuff. Since my last video, I got married. Shout out to my wife. We also purchased a brand new home. That's kind of why the ISF had been put on pause, and I had been selling some stuff. But not only that, but you guys saw the title, I got a new car. I've been wanting a new car for a while now, but I knew I had to take care of our wedding stuff first, and not only that, but I had to pay off a bunch of stuff in order to get the house, and then all the house expenses too. So now that we got the house and are finally getting settled in, I started looking for a new car and I found one. You guys saw the title. I'm just gonna go a little bit over why I picked the car I did and show you a little bit of the differences between the ISF and the car that I chose. Let's check it out. So like I said, I still have the ISF sitting here looking super clean. As you guys know, I take care of this thing as any car guy takes care of their car. Yeah, I do really love this car. I just want to kind of tell you guys a little bit about why I wanted to get a new car. Super nice interior on the ISF, but it's pretty outdated. It just doesn't have a lot of the features that a new car does, and that's something I felt like I was missing out on that I really wanted. And not only that, but the performance aspect, it's a good car for what it is, but once you start trying to do stuff to it, if you guys have a Lexus ISF or any kind of F, I'm sure you guys know what I mean by there's not a lot of support for these cars unless you go supercharged, but this car has 90,000 miles, and supercharged is not something I wanted to do for 10, 15 grand. And then risk blowing the engine, which is, a rebuild on these is about 10 grand. Replacing it is probably, with the new engine, is probably like 15 grand. So it just wasn't realistic to me. Not to mention like the power you get out of the supercharger. It is good, don't get me wrong, but for the money, it's not something that I wanted to do. It sounds great though. If I had a lower mileage car, maybe I would have done it. But I think this car is good as it is, and I feel like it's better enjoyed as just a naturally aspirated V8. And so I do have this car for now, but I will most likely be selling it. Hurts me to say that because this car is amazing, but it's not realistic for me just to have this car for the rest of my life and never upgrade. There's always going to be something else you want to get or level up, and that's just part of that step. And I think I'd rather let someone else enjoy this, so I'm going to be selling it along with some of the extra parts I have left over. So watch out for that if anyone's interested in buying it. Alright guys, so here's the new car. I'm sure if you guys like cars, you know what it is. This is specifically a 2015 BMW M3. It's otherwise known as the F80 M3 in Alpine White. It's fully packaged. It's got the carbon fiber roof, which I love. That was just like, I had to have that, which most of these come with, but there's some choices for sunroof. So super stock, other than the BBS wheels, it's super stock. It was a one owner car, 48,000 miles, came out of Beverly Hills. Clean title, everything, service record, and everything you can want out of a new car or buying a used car. I mean, everything that you would want to look for. Doesn't even have tint, like nothing. I actually just peeled off the plastic stickers on the seats. I don't know if it's open right now. Yeah. So I just pulled off these plastic stickers myself. Like the person that has before had never peeled them off, which I thought was kind of cool. It was a little satisfying. So while we're in here, check out the interior. I don't know if you guys have ever been in an F80 M3, but man, these things are clean. I just fell in love with it when I went to go see it. It's got carbon interior, paddle shifters. It's got heads-up display. It shows you your speed, your what gear you're in. Shows you navigation, everything on your window while you're driving. I thought that was amazing. I didn't even know it had that, to be honest. Those are just part of the features that I really was missing out of an ISF. And although you can get an RCF or a GSF, I just didn't want to stick with the same power plant. I really missed the turbo car. I used to have an Evo 8 and I loved it. Just addicted to turbos, and this has two of them, so you can't really beat that. The other car I was looking at was a 09 to like 2011 GTR, but everyone I spoke to they just highly recommended I stay away from that car just from the issues it had, trans issues, anything when you start modding it. Not to mention they're not the most comfortable cars, being older, and they're a little outdated themselves, and they're about 10 to 15,000 more than this car. I'll tell you guys how much I paid for this car. I'm not gonna hide it. This was $38,000 with 48,000 miles. I got it at CarMax, clean title, like I said, one owner. It was actually the cheapest M3 in California and one of the cheapest in the US that was from a dealer, clean title. There's a couple a little cheaper, salvage title, high miles. This one under 50K miles. Super stock, so it's really quiet, but we'll hop in and I'll show you some of the features on the inside. It's super quiet, but I'm gonna go ahead and turn it on just so you guys can get a feel for it. Still trying to work it. There's a turn open to the exhaust valves from the inside before you start it. Let's see if we can do this. So you got to put it in Sport Plus, hit the gas, the valves just open, and you can go ahead and start it. This isn't a cold start, it's already been started, but there you go. So a little bit on the inside, perfect condition interior. Sorry, it's got the Harman Kardon speakers. It's got the DCT transmission, which I'm really excited about. How fast the shifts are compared to the ISF is just mind-blowing. This thing feels lightning fast. The ISF's a good transmission, but the year it came out, it was one of the fastest. But these DCTs are just amazing, and I'm super excited to have that here. I don't know what all these are. So this is the cruise control sensor. So it's like active cruise control. So if you get too close to the car, it'll slow itself down. Lane departure warning. It kind of vibrates the steering wheel when you get too close to the edge of the lines. And then you got your blind spot right here. This is all just features that I really wanted. It's got the little blind spots right here. Folding mirrors, just all these little cool touches that I really love. It's got rear visors. Let me see if I can flip this around. It's got navigation, just everything you could want. And then you guys can see a little bit of the dash right there. Let me switch through this. So right there you can get your where your rev's at, what gear you're in, the speed you're going. This little white box will tell you the speed limit for the area you're at. It's got a 200-mile-an-hour speedometer, revved up to I think like 70-200, something like that. These are some of my features some of my favorite features right here. This is kind of this is just the tuning of the car, I guess you can say, what like mode it's in. So you got flip through them. You got efficiency, sport plus, and then you can choose separately the suspension settings, which is going to be comfort, sport, and sport plus, which I think that's really cool. Having a adaptive, or being able to adjust the suspension is awesome. Same with the steering. I'll go through those. It's got comfort, sport, and sport plus. It's got cameras all around. I think it does a top view too. I think this is it right here. Yeah, it's got a top view. Just everything that you could want. It's got heated steering wheel. I don't need that because it's 110 out right now and I live in Southern California, but it's nice to have. It's got heated seats. It's got heated rear seats. Just everything that you can want out of a new car. The person that owned this took really good care of it, which is really nice. And then it's got the paddle shifters, of course. I just got it yesterday, so I haven't got to drive it a lot. Yeah, this is it. Another part of why I chose this car, I love four doors. I just love having a sports car that can seat 4 people, or you know, if I decide to have kids at some point, I don't have to worry about selling it. My wife can drive this super easily. It's comfortable. That's something the ISF just wasn't anymore. She didn't like driving it, and I also didn't like taking it on road trips. It's really loud. The suspension's pretty stiff. But yeah, like I said, it came with these BBSs. I'll probably be changing them later on. Nothing wrong with these, but just not really my style. One of my favorite things about this car as well is just how big these freaking arches are. They're just huge. This is a really wide car. It looks like a wide body kit car, but it's not. You know, this is how it comes from the factory. I saw after doing some research, most people run like a 18 or 19 by 11 wheel. That's like the average, and that's like the safe bet, which is crazy. So yeah, it's got the quad tip exhaust with the It's got the valves obviously, so you can adjust that. Even when you go with aftermarket exhaust, I believe a lot of times you retain that feature, which is really nice because the ISF right now is super loud when I turn it on. I just moved into a new neighborhood. A lot of people have kids, so I feel really bad. So a lot of times I don't even like to take it out. So this car is just everything I could ask for. I'll go a little bit more into detail if you guys want to see that on the car, and if you guys want to see the differences between the two, I can go ahead and do that for you guys. Give you guys a little update on my garage. We moved in about 3 weeks. We're on our 3rd week now. So first week I painted all the walls semi-gloss, so they're easy to clean. I did the epoxy on the flooring. I did this myself. It's a black epoxy. It's a little dusty right now, but usually it's shinier, but it still looks good. And then I got my home gym set up right here. Got a folding squat rack just so we can store it away and park both cars in. But my garage is pretty big. I actually don't even need to fold it away to park 2 cars in here comfortably. So that's pretty nice. And then I got horse stall mats just to protect the floor and be able to drop my weights. Got my workout bike right here. I just got these Husky storage cabinets from Home Depot. I just want to stay with that black and white theme. They look really nice. They're stainless steel, just to keep all my cleaning supplies, stuff like that. And then I just got my rolling toolbox right here. So yeah, that's it, guys. I don't know when I'll be selling this or for how much. It's 2008. Obviously it has a lot of stuff done to it. The engine's all stock other than exhaust. Everything's just back to stock intake, stock tune. It's got an aero separator, but it doesn't really do much performance stuff. Beautiful car. I still really do love it, but it's just not realistic for me to keep both cars. I don't need to have both cars. Yeah, super clean interior. Love the steering wheel. But yeah, guys, thanks for checking out the video. And then I'll be trying to post more videos with this F80. I'm really excited. I was super excited when I got the ISF, and I didn't do any videos at that point. So I feel like now with this car, I'll be able to do all the videos that I didn't do with this one. Pretty much starting fresh, learning about the new car, doing stuff to it. Like I can keep track of all that stuff. So it's pretty exciting for me. It's a new beginning, and I'm really happy for myself. I feel really blessed to be here, be able to have this car. And thank you guys for watching.